Where do I start is a question most people ask when going through separation and divorce. Separation's not easy and it can be difficult, even confusing, knowing where do you start with your parenting plan, how to come to a financial agreement with your former partner. And knowing where to start with this, choosing a mediator, can be very confusing and difficult. You really need someone with experience who's going to work with you with compassion and empathy, and of course with dignity. I've created a mediation process, Uncoupling, that does just that. This is an online mediation process that makes it convenient for you in terms of your time and accessibility. We can do it out of hours, you can be in your own home working with me, and your partner can be in their home or office. Naturally, if you live around the Gold Coast, we could do this in a meeting room and meet face to face. How it works is we begin with a complimentary telephone call. You'll tell me a little bit about what's going on for you, and I'll tell you how I'll work with you. The parenting plan is a 3-part process. We start with what I call an introduction meeting. I will meet with you for about an hour and get to know a lot about you and your family and what's going on for you. I would also meet with your partner for an hour separately, and both of these meetings are in confidence. The second part of the process is what I call the pre-mediation. That's when we get together to talk about the needs of the children and to talk about how it's going to be for you and to prepare you for the mediation. So that's part 2. And of course, I'll have the same interview with your partner. The third part is the mediation. It's the family dispute resolution. It's when we 3, you, your former partner, and I sit down and we mediate a parenting agreement, and we're heading towards an outcome. The family dispute resolution, or the mediation as I called it, lasts for about 3 hours. During this time, you will make agreements with your former partner around the best interests of the children. What about their education? Where are they going to live? What about their social activities? There'll be a lot of toing and froing and talking to each other, looking for the best outcomes here. When you reach an agreement, this will be documented and you can both sign it, which then makes it the parenting plan. This can be made into a binding agreement by making it into consent orders, something you can do by downloading the documents and lodging them at the court, or visiting your lawyer who will turn it into a binding agreement or consent orders. The financial mediation follows a similar process. It's a 3-part process. I meet with each party separately for the first appointment, and that's the information gathering appointment. The second appointment is when we identify the assets and we talk about how it's going to be and prepare you for the mediation process. When you come together for the financial mediation, again we allow 3 hours for this process. At the end, when you've reached agreement, we can sign off on those agreements, calling it a financial agreement. And if you'd like to make that legally binding, you'd take that agreement to your lawyer and have it made into a binding financial agreement. Mediation may not be appropriate under certain circumstances. An example would be if there was family violence or addictions or significant coercion, or if either party decided that mediation wasn't the path forward for them, there would be nothing to mediate. So the next step is for you to pick up the phone and book your first conversation with me. I look forward to helping you.